Happy Lunar New Year to everyone joining to watch this video. This is the year of the water tiger. So during this free year-long reading, meaning that this is a reading for the whole year, I'm going to be sharing everything you need to know to have clear guidance and emotional healing for this entire very special year of the water tiger. So the ancient Taoists, the ancient Chinese spiritual masters believe that every year has a spirit, and this year is the spirit of the water tiger. So in Chinese medicine, first thing we need to know about this year is that the water element is all about transforming fear into flow and bravery and nourishment and life force. So the great Taoist sage Lao Tzu said that water is sort of the ultimate element because it is soft and ever-flowing and immortal. He said something along the lines of, when you become brittle and rigid, that's when you die and become old. But what is soft and supple lives on for long periods of time. A lot of Taoism, a lot of Qigong is about cultivating that life force, that Jing, water element energy in the kidneys, so that we can live a life of bravery and spiritual nourishment rather than fear. So this year is going to challenge all of your fears. You're going to have to face your fears with ferocity, ferociousness. That's the spirit of this year. So the tiger is all about dominance, right? The tiger is the king, or the tigress is the queen. So claiming through this very challenging year, it's going to be a really beautiful and really wonderful year, but you need to maximize your strength in order to really feel this as a good year. If you shrink down and freeze this year, it's going to be a hard year for you, because ice is one of the hardest elements, right? Ice is frozen water. So if you freeze up this year, if you don't flow towards your goals, if you don't practice your movement, if you don't practice some sort of energy art within your life, it's going to be challenging because that fear can freeze you in place. So I challenge you this year to channel the spirit of the tiger, spirit of the water tiger. Imagine yourself as the ocean, as the river, as the waterfall in your meditation. Or if you are not practicing your meditation as you should be, every night when we meditate and go to bed, imagine yourself being flooded with these healing waters, swimming in this healing ocean. So in channeling the spirit of this year, what we all need to know is that you're going to come face to face with whatever you believe is going on right now in this wild world. You're going to come face to face with your fears. So whatever is hiding inside you, you're going to learn how to muster up the strength of the tiger to face and flow towards your goals and dreams. So today is a great day to vision board and dream board and ask your heart, ask the core of your life force, what is your short-term and long-term goals? And dream big. The water element is also about the ocean of consciousness, the ocean of potential energy. So forget all of this small, fearful, rigid boxes that other people have forced on you, that maybe you have forced on yourself. Water cleanses the earth element. The earth element is the cube that can get us trapped in our head, or get us trapped in our hometown or our family living situation. I challenge you to pick a destination this year, even if it's a few towns over or somewhere close in your home state or country. I challenge you this year to pick a destination, both physically in terms of travel and emotionally in terms of a goal you wish to achieve through your energy in motion, as well as things like financially and career-wise. Set yourself a goal, a destination, and flow towards that goal ferociously, right? So ironically, I just recently learned how to surf. 2 days, I was killing it. I was getting some major tube in Santa Catalina in Panama. So I was really happy for myself. I was growling, channeling that spirit of the water tiger. So in surfing, if you don't keep going, if you don't keep paddling, you don't keep ready, perseverance is also a quality of the water element. The waves just keep coming, the waterfall just keeps flowing. If you don't channel that energy, you'll be washing around in the year 2022 and oh, so afraid. Nonsense. Don't be afraid. There's nothing to be afraid of. The water element teaches us that we're immortal, right? The water cycle is similar to the spiritual cycle of life. So this is another thing that the year of 2022 is going to be teaching us, is that just like the water that we are, the 72% or more water that we go through cycles of sublimation and then precipitation. So when we die, or when aspects of ourselves die to make room for the new, we sublimate, we evaporate up into the higher dimensions, and then we precipitate down into the new location that our soul is meant to be in. Sometimes that means reincarnation, sometimes that means rebirth. Rebirth is when you are reborn in a spiritual plane without a body, which is much more blissful. Trust me, I've had near-death experience where I've left the body, literally died, heart stopped, brain stopped for moments, and went up to the spirit realms, evaporated up, and then precipitated down. And when you're without that body, oh my gosh, that blissful feeling of having no pain, no fear, no anxiety, all of these things. So conquering your fears, going into the cave and dominating the cave of your subconscious is another psychic message being channeled to me through the spirit of the year 2022. The water tiger is asking us to go deep into our subconscious, go into past life progression work, go into deep meditative psychic work, either through somebody like myself as a practitioner of the divination, psychic arts, and the healing arts, or independently through your own heart, diving into that cave, going into the subterranean aquifers, those underwater rivers that hold either pollution of your past or treasures of your past. And this includes past life karma as well. So we go into the subconscious mind, we face our fears, and then when you face the fears or the apparitions, which they are, fears are illusions, false evidence appearing real, when we face them with the eyes of the tiger, with the ferocity, the perseverance of the water element, you can cleanse them. So instead of your subconscious mind saying all these degrading, BS, nonsense things about yourself, you go into your subconscious mind and make Temple of the Buddha, Temple of the Awakened One, Temple of the Water Tiger, that Dharma protector, that purpose protector that is coming into your life this year to cleanse humanity of the fear. We've cultivated this sort of evil, monotonous fear ruling over people's lives. This structure, this kind of Capricornian, Taurian, Virgin, if you're into astrology, structure. And for any of you who are watching astrology reports, I highly recommend my friend Zodiac Zahir and Master K. Pacha of New Paradigm Astrology, great astrologers. We are going through and in the age of Aquarius, right? So I'm going a bit Western a bit now, but Aquarius is the water bearer. It's an air element. It's mainly cosmic, but this water bearer energy is transforming after years and years of this structure, this you have to do certain things, you have to have these responsibilities, you have to have these personal material wealth and gains. Aquarius and Year of the Water Tiger says, your spiritual quest, your heart's mission to the collective consciousness, the ocean, the water works together, each individual droplet flowing together. That collective mission is your mission in 2022 and beyond. No more of this structure. Last year was the year of the metal ox, where we were working so hard and metal element of structure and transforming self-esteem. You did that work already. Now it is time to flow towards your goals like a raging river, like those tsunamis, like the waves over in Jaws and Peahi on Maui, where I used to live. Channeling that rainfall, that downfall of energy downward. And that's the direction, the energetic direction of the water element is down, getting down into your body, getting down into your life, getting down into your career, getting down into your purpose, and channeling in those brainstorms. The brain can be like a sponge. Brain can be like a cloud, squeezing all of those great thoughts, all of those dreams down into the reality that we're in. This is the year for that. Jupiter is in Pisces at the moment as we're releasing this video. So that water element of Pisces entering the Jupiter, spiritual expansion, financial expansion. This is the easiest time, one of the easiest times in history to get yourself out there, flow towards your goals. You can click 2 buttons and contact someone across the world. Whether for your spiritual growth, your financial growth, your social networking, your spiritual networking, this is the year to be like that river, flow towards your destination. Whether that's a spiritual destination, like going back to the ocean of oneness, source of love, consciousness of bliss, or flowing to sacred mountain, flowing to a place that your heart is calling to. This is one of the major messages coming through the spirit of the water tiger, the spirit of 2022 this year, is the numerical value of 2, right? The 2 is the sacred number of the yin yang in Taoism, the feminine and masculine meeting together and merging and swirling into this alchemical beauty. So ask yourself, what are you wanting to connect with? Water is about connection. Water is about meeting the other elements even with your personal 72% water that you are. Your consciousness is, that your DNA, you are made of water. Water is life. How can you connect with a place that your heart has been asking you to flow to for a long time? Travel. All of these restrictions are nonsense. I didn't get the blah, 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 the fee. I didn't get that, and nor could you even pay me $1 billion to do it. But I've been traveling, and it's been absolutely fine. So also, if you need to contact a professional doctor for medical paperwork to get yourself safe and secure from this fear vampire that the industry of synthetic drugs is trying to make, you can contact my friend Dr. Joseph Hanavnikian of Vital Harmonics. You can find him at Vital Harmonics MD on Instagram, or you could search Dr. Joseph Hanavnikian on Google, and you can get yourself ready and documented that you are a safe, sovereign being with a powerful immune system. So let's talk a bit more about the physical health of this year. We're being called to move. We're being called to get up off your ass and move, whether it's walking to the park, walking to a body of water would be great if you are living outside of the desert in a place where there is some sort of water feature in nature. Getting yourself dancing, getting yourself grooving, practicing something like Qigong. I highly recommend several Qigong practitioners, friends of mine, instructors. David Beaudry of Noble Movement Academy, Francisco Garapoli. Both of them are practicing in North Carolina, but they also do virtual work. I know David does. I'm not sure Francesco does, but also check out the previous Team Chi videos to learn a bit about Francisco Garapoli's powerful Qigong journey. And myself. You can always come to me for Qigong lessons, Reiki initiation, and powerful healing of that nature. So physically, we're talking about movement. We're talking about travel, even if it's within your own state or within your own country. This year is asking you to move around, right? So take, for example, my roots are from New York, right? If you go with the mainstream flow in New York, you end up in the gutter. So there's a lot of conflict in where I'm from. When I moved myself, when I followed that heart's calling to evaporate, to sublimate, and journey to the sacred waters of Maui, I received a spiritual cleansing, a physical cleansing, and a learning. Water element's also about learning, integrating lessons, bringing that down into form. One of the best experiences of my life, which inspired me to travel to Portland, Oregon, Glastonbury, where there's sacred waters, Switzerland, where the sacred Rhine falls, the sacred Rhine River is, which is absolutely fantastic, and so many other places. And recently, Costa Rica, with the River Carbone, with this powerful cleansing force. And this is the ultimate goal of the year 2022. What the water tiger spirit is wanting to bring forth is cleansing. We've been so dirtied up and polluted and oppressed in the previous ages, and the water tiger is not just coming as this fierce destroyer of beers, but also this fierce cleanser, this fierce healer, that loving, tough love energy to get us moving, get us flowing, get those icicles off our veins and get into the sunshine and let ourselves melt, let our hearts melt, and get ourselves out of the mainstream. The mainstream river is so polluted, they've literally dumped poison physically in the mainstream waters with fluoride, and that's a chlorine, which are both terrible neurotoxins, which mean poison for your brain to keep you dumb, so you keep buying dumb shit that you don't need. So getting yourself out of the mainstream, stop listening to the terrible mainstream music that's brainwashing you. Stop following the status quo, buying shit you don't need, filling up your river with all of this nonsense, with alcohol, which has been notoriously used in black magic for ages to keep people at a low vibration, to keep people weak so they can be manipulated and abused. Stay far away from any of these pretend doctors that are basically just synthetic drug dealers that are trying to get you poison, to sell you more poison, and a placebo effect of, oh, I'm a medical professional. Yeah, let's see the embodiment of your professional medical wisdom. When you look at somebody like myself, when you look at like somebody like David Beaudry, Francesco, Alton Sanders, Dr. Joseph Hananikian, you look at these people, we're strong, we're healthy, our immune systems are vibrant and flowing, and we are cleansing and facing our emotional fears and the roots of our problems, not just the fake, superficial, oh, let me trim your branches a bit, sure. getting cleansed, and also offering sacred, clean carbon to your local rivers or ocean. Carbon is a sacred water filter. It has been and always will be one of the most essential ways to remove heavy metals and poisons from the water. So having sacred ceremony is something that the water element spirits would love for you to do. Channeling through me, the water spirits are saying, on earth, we need you to help us filter the waters by going to your local river, by going to your local water source and offering sacred carbon, sacred charcoal, clean, ecologically grown charcoal, having a sacred ceremony where you offer Reiki, you offer your healing energy, you offer prayers to the waters, and offer that charcoal. Even if you make it yourself, like even better, collecting local sacred wood such as pine, cedar, eucalyptus. Every tree is sacred, but having that carbon and offering it to the waters is something that the Native Americans have done. And when I had the great opportunity to journey to Oklahoma and journey to the Cherokee Native American Nation, some of the most powerful healer lineages exist in that tribe. The prayers work because you go to the sacred waters and they're glowing. The sacred waterfalls, the sacred rivers, where they make their prayers, where they offer the charcoal, those places are pure and vibrant. Organizing local cleanups to, especially here in Panama, where I'm just finishing on my journey, there's lots of trash that we just need to clean up in our local environment. You can't save the whole world, like Atlas trying to carry the whole world on his shoulders. That's an old paradigm. It hasn't worked once. So you take that world off your shoulders and just do what you can. Just do what your heart is ready for to help cleanse this world. So to finish up this great year of 2022, water tiger energy with my sexy water polo shirt, wanted to represent the blue tiger spirit that's coming through. And it came to me originally when I started karate years ago and was getting into that ferocity, getting into that I'm going to metaphysically and physically protect myself and others. When I got into that hardcore Goju-Ryu, traditional Okinawan karate, that was when the water tiger spirit came to me and really started working with me years and years ago. So to culminate this beautiful offering channeled through the water spirits, channeled through the year 2020, the lunar year, which pulls the waters, that feminine goddess which pulls the waters within us emotionally. Focus on your emotions, focus on your goals, your destinations, and be perseverant, be flowing. Whenever you feel stuck or frozen, get yourself moving physically, get yourself moving metaphysically, even in meditation. Get your spirit moving. Don't let your spirit get stuck. Get everything moving. Practice your Qigong. Learn about healing. And get yourself flowing fiercely with what needs to happen in the world at this moment in time. Thank you all so much for listening. Integrate this as many times as you have to really soak in this watery wisdom, this ferocity of this water tiger channeling for me at this moment in time. And I'm wishing you the absolute best. Happy lunar Chinese New Year of 2022. The water tiger will be with you. Don't be a little bee. Get yourself flowing into the sea, and you will succeed in this year if you face your fears with ferocity.